In a world where words often seem to fall short of expressing the most profound emotions, the language of body reveals truths that speak louder than speech. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey through the subtle signals and silent conversations that occur every moment around us, a realm where gestures and looks carry the weight of heartfelt meaning. Imagine an ordinary day, a soft smile exchanged between strangers on a busy street, an almost imperceptible touch that conveys warmth and understanding rather than just a casual greeting. It is in these quiet moments that the secret language of love unfolds, inviting us to look beyond spoken words and connect through a shared human experience. As I recall a particular afternoon spent in a quaint, lively park, where the gentle rustling of trees and the comforting hum of chatter provided a backdrop, I observed how a simple glance from one person to another could ignite an unspoken bond. The atmosphere was relaxed, yet every expression and subtle movement carried an intensity that defied casual observation. By following the trail of these small yet significant signals, we begin to appreciate the complex interplay between our physical actions and our deepest feelings. This exploration will reveal that the body, in its delicate dance of gestures and signs, is a storyteller in its own right. In this narrative, I will lead you through examples and insights that illuminate how every tilt of the head, every gentle lean, and every flicker in the eyes can convey affection or desire without uttering a single word. Let us open our eyes to this captivating dialogue of touch and movement, where authenticity and warmth speak volumes in the quiet language of the heart. Together, we will explore the magic woven into every gesture. When we step into the realm of science, we uncover that the language of love is not merely a poetic idea, but a phenomenon grounded in biology and psychology. Imagine standing in a modern laboratory filled with advanced equipment and historical portraits, where researchers study the invisible signals that orchestrate our emotional lives. In my exploration, I discovered how hormones like oxytocin spark deep connections between individuals, while our mirror neurons light up in response to another's expressions. This scientific journey reveals that human emotions are communicated not just through verbally shared sentiments, but through the silent energy transmitted by our bodies. Research has shown that when two people share a glance, a cascade of neurological responses is triggered, creating an almost magnetic energy that binds them. Researchers have used infrared cameras and electrodes to track the subtle shifts in facial expressions during moments of connection. Witnessing these experiments spread out like a delicate ballet of data and emotion. I began to appreciate the elegance of every micro-expression and minute shift in posture. The human body, in essence, becomes both the instrument and the canvas on which feelings are painted without color or sound. Historical records tell stories of courtly love and unspoken affection, where the gentle lowering of a gaze or a careful brush of the hand held significance beyond words. Ancient scholars were not ignorant of the subtle language that our bodies speak. They noticed that the heart communicates with more depth than spoken language ever could. The integration of old wisdom and modern science paints a rich picture of how our bodies express complex states of desire, trust, and vulnerability. This journey through scientific insights is meant to bridge the observable behavior with the mysteries of the human mind. I invite you to envision yourself in a research lab where each neural connection and hormonal surge is a brushstroke on a grand canvas of human interaction. The scientific perspective does not strip away the romance, but rather enhances our understanding of how every fleeting movement and shared smile is a message in its own right, written in the language of love and illuminated by modern science. A deeper look into the research reveals a stunning harmony between the physical expressions we naturally possess and the emotions that define our experiences. Studies using subtle imaging techniques have pinpointed moments where the body reacts even before the mind catches up, highlighting an almost instantaneous connection between gesture and feeling. These observations remind us that while words are planned and deliberate, our bodily responses are spontaneous and genuine. The scientific data supports the idea that each nuanced movement carries an intricate story of affection and empathy. By understanding these silent signals, we not only better comprehend our interactions with others, but also unlock insights into our own hidden desires and vulnerabilities. This blend of science and sentiment bridges the gap between what we say and what we truly feel, creating a dialogue that is both measurable and deeply human. Indeed, within the rich tapestry of human interaction, hidden gestures serve as the brushstrokes of a silent masterpiece. Picture a sunlit afternoon where the gentle sway of trees in the park mirrors the delicate dance between two individuals. In such moments, a casual touch on the shoulder or an inadvertent hand graze quietly conveys interest and warmth. I recall an instance during a leisurely stroll in a city square where the subtle contact of a passing hand felt like a shared secret, a promise of understanding. These small yet meaningful motions, often unnoticed in the bustle of everyday life, create a potential for deep connections that extend far beyond superficial conversation. Every gesture, no matter how fleeting, carries nuances that reflect personal histories, cultural backgrounds, and an individual's unique expression of affection. As I observe these interactions in various settings, a busy street market with vibrant colors, an art exhibit echoing a calm sophistication, and a quiet corner in a local cafe, I saw that each scene was imbued with silent signals. The gentle energy behind an almost imperceptible lean or the soft, tracing movement of fingers across a table spoke volumes of attraction and vulnerability. While words can be rehearsed, these spontaneous movements offer an authenticity that resonates in the soul, acting as the language of love unconfined by the limitations of speech. Cultural differences also play a crucial role in shaping these gestures. In one memorable experience at an international fair, I observed how different communities express affection with unique physical cues. Some cultures favor a warm hug, others a respectful nod, and still others a brief, knowing smile. This diversity in expression reinforces the idea that while the body's language of love is universal, its dialects are beautifully varied. Observing these delightful contrasts enriched my understanding of human connections, urging me to look closer and appreciate the silent communication woven into everyday encounters. Moreover, these subtle moves often serve as bridges that allow people to express care and empathy without overwhelming intensity. They pave the way for deeper connections by easing initial tensions, inviting a vulnerability that words might not easily summon. In a bustling environment, a soft gesture can transform a transient meeting into a memorable exchange, signaling to the other person a readiness for connection, even in times of uncertainty. The dance of subtle moves proves that sometimes the smallest actions carry the heaviest emotions, drawing us together in understanding and intimacy. In reflecting on these hidden gestures, I discovered that each unspoken movement is like a thread woven into the fabric of human relationships. It is astonishing how a mere subtle shift in body language can subtly alter the course of an encounter, offering reassurance or igniting passion without a single uttered word. This silent language enriches our everyday interactions and deepens our emotional experiences, reminding us of the beauty and complexity inherent in human connection. Observing and understanding these cues invites us to be more attuned to ourselves and those around us. This insight continues to inspire every heartfelt encounter. Eyes have a remarkable way of conveying emotions that sometimes words cannot capture. In the light of a quiet afternoon, I have observed that a simple look can serve as the cornerstone of a silent conversation. When two people lock eyes, in that fraction of a second, an unspoken dialogue unfolds that hints at understanding, passion, or even hesitation. I recall a moment at an art gallery where one person's subtle, soft gaze lingered a moment too long, encapsulating unspoken messages that radiated warmth and curiosity. This intimate exchange between eyes forms a connection that is as profound as it is fleeting. The natural sparkle that sometimes appears in one's eyes, a brief flutter of the eyelids, or even the soft twist of the brows, can reveal layers of emotion without a single word being spoken. Scientific studies have long acknowledged that micro-expressions around the eyes often betray a person's true feelings, providing clues to their inner state. As I have walked through different settings filled with varying moods, from bustling urban streets to serene natural landscapes, I have noticed that the eyes consistently serve as mirrors, reflecting the genuine emotions of our hearts. In one reflective instance, while waiting at a quiet train station, I noticed two strangers whose eyes met across the crowd. Their gaze was laden with unspoken emotions, suggesting histories filled with both joy and sorrow. It was as if in that moment, the universe paused to let their eyes converse in their own mysterious language. This silent exchange underscores how essential eye contact can be in forging deep, authentic connections between individuals. It reminds us that while spoken words may fade, the language of the eyes remains a constant communicator of our innermost feelings. Through subtle shifts and delicate glances, the eyes draw us into a world where emotions are shared and understood without the need for words. By truly observing the way people use their eyes, one can learn a great deal about what lies beneath the surface of daily interactions. In crowded settings and quiet moments alike, the subtle cues emanating from the eyes offer a window into a person's state of mind. Whether it is the gentle widening of the pupils in moments of surprise or the soft narrowing that accompanies deep reflection, these indicators serve as silent narrators of our internal stories. In every fleeting glance, there is a chapter of unspoken narrative waiting to be discovered. Recognizing and respecting these signals enhances our capacity for empathy and adds a rich texture to our shared human experience. Thus, the eyes function as both storytellers and guardians of our deepest emotional truths. Their language is timeless, powerful, and beautifully unmistakable, absolutely profound. Physical touch and the space shared between individuals speak in a language as intimate as it is subtle. I have seen in everyday life that a gentle touch, whether on the arm during a moment of concern or a spontaneous hug when emotions overflow, can communicate a wealth of sentiment without a single word. In one scenario, while walking through a crowded park at twilight, I observed how a brief, reassuring pat on the back conveyed not just sympathy, but also a quiet invitation to lean in closer. This silent language of touch bridges the gap between hearts, offering comfort and affirmation in the simplest of gestures. Proximity, too, carries its own message. The distance we maintain or willingly shrink in times of closeness gives clues to our level of comfort and desire. When we lean in towards someone, it often reflects openness and vulnerability. When we create distance, it may signal caution or the need for personal space. Through subtle act and proximity, the body reveals layers of intimacy that worded conversation might never capture. Each calculation of closeness is personal, yet universally understood as a signal of trust and connection. In reflecting on these moments, I have learned that the act of touch and the intentionality behind proximity are among the most honest forms of communication. The body, in its silent articulation of care, invites us to experience closeness that is both protective and passionate. It reminds us that sometimes a gentle embrace, or simply being near someone, speaks louder than any language ever could. Observing these delicate interactions reinforces our understanding that physical contact and spatial closeness are essential parts of our emotional language, weaving an invisible thread that unites us all in shared human experience. Every gentle gesture speaks volumes of heartfelt connection. While the language of body gestures often conveys clear and heartfelt messages, it is not immune to misinterpretation. In my experience, there have been moments when a friendly pat or a casual lean might be mistaken for deeper interest, leading to confusion between individuals. Such mixed signals can occur when personal boundaries, cultural differences, or situational factors are overlooked. I have observed instances in everyday settings where intentions are clouded and a gesture meant to be supportive is interpreted as flirtation. These moments serve as gentle reminders that, although our bodies can speak volumes, context remains paramount in deciphering the true meaning behind each movement. It is important, therefore, to approach body language with both openness and caution. Understanding that a simple gesture might carry multiple interpretations helps us remain aware and considerate in our interactions. By acknowledging the potential for ambiguity, we can strive to clarify our intentions and better appreciate the rich, yet sometimes perplexing vocabulary of nonverbal signals. Recognizing that misinterpretations can easily arise, it is wise to seek clear communication when uncertainty clouds the intended message. This mindful approach ensures that our interactions remain genuine and prevents the silent language from causing unintended misunderstandings every time. In closing this exploration into the secret language of love, I find that our bodies, with all their quiet gestures, reveal truths that words often cannot express. The journey through scientific understanding, hidden gestures, the language of the eyes, as well as the intimacy conveyed by touch and proximity, illustrates that nonverbal communication is a profound layer of our human experience. I have witnessed how a shared glance, a subtle smile, or a gentle touch can forge connections that transcend spoken language, touching upon the very essence of what it means to love deeply and authentically. This reflective journey reaffirms that learning to read these silent messages enriches our relationships, enabling us to connect on a level that is both raw and genuine. When we look beyond the surface of everyday interactions, we see that every nuanced movement carries an intricate story, inviting us to engage with others in a more meaningful way. Allowing ourselves to appreciate these dialogues not only deepens our self-awareness, but also nurtures empathy and understanding within our communities. As we embrace the art of witnessing and interpreting these unspoken signals, we open ourselves to more authentic expressions of love. This pursuit challenges us to be present and attentive, to notice the beauty in every gesture, and to communicate in ways that surpass conventional language. Ultimately, by valuing both the spoken word and the silent expressions of the heart, we create a space where connections flourish. An authentic love is celebrated, crafting a richer, more compassionate experience of life. In embracing these silent languages, we uncover layers of meaning that continually remind us of our shared humanity. Every gesture, every glance, and every touch is a testament to the beauty of authentic love, urging us to live with greater empathy and understanding. Cherish every heartfelt moment.